Hello. Hi. Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm Rick Arsenault. If you haven't done so yet, please get down there in the corner and smash that like and subscribe button, will you please? And tell your friends, let them know the next subscriber to my podcast will be the winner. Okay. And if you've already done that, you know what they're going to win. So, where do we start here? Okay, it was quite a weekend. Of course, I think the hockey game yesterday in Italy, United States winning its first gold medal in 46 years on a goal by Jack Hughes in overtime. Uh, in sports I guess that's the good thing about sports. The best team doesn't always win. And I've always said I'd rather be lucky than good. But in the case of yesterday, it was the United States goalie, young man from Michigan, Connor Hellebuck, uh, stood on his head. And for the majority of the game, Canadians outshot USA. Clearly, they were the better team, but they didn't win. Okay? And I guess that's the beautiful thing about sports. Anyway, the first gold medal for the United States in 46 years. First one involving players from the National Hockey League. Back in 1980, the Miracle on Ice were college kids. So, great moment for the United States. And if you saw Jack Hughes being interviewed after the game, sweating, bloody from the fact that he had lost some teeth, happier than all get out, I guess that's the wonderful thing about hockey too, and it made everybody proud. Made everybody proud, and especially nowadays with the friction between the U.S. and Canada. Our neighbors to the north, you probably know what the situation is with the Gordie Howe Bridge. That's the second bridge. Of course, the Ambassador Bridge has been around forever. That's the one link, well, one of the two links between Detroit and Windsor. The other one would be the tunnel, which runs underneath the river. I know. I took the tunnel several times. I don't unless it was as a very young lad. When we lived in Allen Park, we used to go swimming in Leamington, Ontario. We took the bridge, but that was a long time ago. Went swimming in Lake Erie. Oh, that water was cold, 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 cold. Boy. Anyway, a great moment for the United States. One that I think we will always cherish. And watching it, very poignant. Should have given everybody a thrill and a nice feeling, and it was good to see. And consolation prize to the Canadians with the silver medal. Again, I thought that they were the best team. You could also make a case that the Swedish team may have been a better team than the USA, but that's another one that the United States won in overtime. So the women's team and the men's team both bring home the gold, and they both won the gold medal game by identical scores in overtime of 2-1. Pardon me. Great moment, and great Olympics. I don't know. I didn't keep track of the medal count. I think the Norwegians won the majority of the gold medals or medals combined. I think I have to go back and look at that, but all we cared about was that hockey game yesterday, and thrilling. Someone was living in their neighborhood. I was told, I didn't see it. I don't know if it was around here or somewhere else. Immediately after the game was over with, someone was running up and down the street running up and down the street in their neighborhood there, waving an American flag, a big one. Yeah, that was, the bars were open early yesterday to accommodate people wanting to watch the game together. And I think, at least for the moment, it brought everyone together in this country, as divided as things are now politically. And it was great to see. And thrilling. Kenny Albert with a call, I think, should have been more prepared with a better call than what he had. But look, when Al Michaels, 46 years ago, says, 46 years ago, and Al Michaels is still broadcasting yet. When Al Michaels said, "Do you believe in miracles?" And of course, Ken Dryden, former goalie for the Canadiens, was his analyst. Ken Dryden passed away years ago. Al Michaels is still going yet. That was quite a moment too. But remember one thing too about that game at Lake Placid in 1980. The United States team defeating the Russians was not the gold medal game. That was a semifinal game, defeating the Russian army. The United States then in the next game would defeat Finland to win the gold. And that, I think the final score in that game was 4-3, I think. But great moment, great moment. But yeah, I thought about that when the USA won back in 1980 at Lake Placid, defeating the Russians. That was a semifinal game. That was not a gold medal game. But good stuff. And like I said, at least for the moment, yesterday, we were all united. And I think that's what this is all about. I'm never going to get political doing this, but yeah, let's savor the moment. Speaking about hockey, by the way, the Wings get back in action Thursday night at Ottawa as they embark on the second half of their season. We've got the NHL trade deadline coming up. I'm thinking about a couple of weeks. See what Steve Yzerman does, if he does anything at all. They could use another big defenseman. Remember, they will have Simon Edvinsson back. He was out for the last couple of weeks prior to the Olympics, so he's been out about a month right now. Looks like they're going to have him back Thursday night in Ottawa, so that's good. Let's get our sponsors out of the way, shall we? Finish Line, and I'm not reading a commercial here, folks. What I'm doing is giving you a testimonial from the heart. Okay, I have no script. That's why I guess I prefer to do this. The Finish Line Family Restaurant on Carlton Road in Hillsdale, across the street from Aeroswift Printing, has been a part of our area community for more than 4 decades, more than 40 years. It is the best sit-down restaurant in our immediate area. Nothing comes close. From their hours, pardon me, Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. On Fridays with all-you-can-eat fish, and then on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. We get in there and try that new special. I think it's Gavin's own recipe. I've had it. It's great. You got to try it. It's beef tips and noodles with the onions and mushrooms. I'm telling you, it melts in your mouth. Boy, get in there and try that, folks. I think that's a special on Monday and Friday. And you want to get in there early because it's so good. They sell that out quite a bit before closing. So that's one of the new menu items I've had. I had them all. They're really good. Award-winning breakfast served all day. Fast, friendly service, great family atmosphere. You can't ask for any more. Reasonable prices. Finish Line Family Restaurant on Carlton Road in Hillsdale. I can guarantee you, when you fuel up from food at the Finish Line, you will always finish first. It's a promise. I better see you there. Okay? All right. Boy. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance. I want to ask you, have you got your playbook ready for Medicare? Well, do you? Don't let healthcare costs bench you. We're calling an audible with Joe Rudin at Barrett Insurance to help you navigate Medicare and health insurance. Whether you're aging into Medicare, in a special enrollment period, or you're losing other coverage, Joe's got the stats and the know-how to help you score the best coverage for your needs. Plus, get a game plan for retirement healthcare costs. Businesses, don't get sacked. Joe's got group health coverage options for you too. Give Joe a call at 517-849-1000 or check out www.barrettins.com. You find them on the corner of US 12 and M99 in Jonesville. Joe Rudin Insurance, protecting your dreams. 517-849-1000. That's barrettins.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Baseball, they're about ready to start the World Baseball Classic. That'll run March the 5th through the 17th. There will be several Tigers and coaches participating in that. The most notable, I suppose, Derek Skubal. He announced today, though, before pitching in the game in Lakeland against the Twins. By the way, they lost 3-0. I'm going to get all bent out of shape over what they do in spring training. I think the last 17 or 18 batters were retired. Spring training, it didn't even sound like they had much of a crowd there. I listened to it on the radio, but even Dan Dickerson already sounds bored with it. He was just doing his third game today, but Twins beat it 3-0 today, but who cares? Derek Skubal made an announcement before the game. He was going to make one start. He's only making one start in the World Baseball Classic, I believe, in Houston. Pardon me. He said he wants to do both. He wants to pitch for his country. On the other hand, he understands the relevancy of getting back into camp with his teammates and getting prepared to start the opener on March the 26th at Petco Park in San Diego. So I don't know if that surprised anybody or not, but he'll only be making one start for the United States in the WBC. He did. He look. The Tiger pitching was good today. I think they only had 3 hits combined in the whole game. Matt Verling started the game leading off with a triple first inning, and he was stranded there. Next 3 batters struck out. Oh, who cares, right? Okay. No. Basketball. Pistons are back at it tonight. Pardon me. They're beginning a stretch. They're at home. They'll be at home all this week. Beginning a stretch of 6 tough games. They're home tonight against Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. Wednesday night, then the Oklahoma City Thunder. Friday night, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then after that, it's at Orlando, at Cleveland, and at San Antonio. I think that's the way it goes. So a stretch of 6 tough games, and we'll see how much of a litmus test this will be for them. They've got Jalen Duren is back, but Beef Stew Isaiah Stewart will be serving his 4th suspension tonight. So he'll miss tonight, Wednesday, and Friday. No, that means that he'll be back against Orlando, I believe. Sunday, either Sunday or Monday, but I don't have the schedule in front of me right now. But if the Pistons win tonight, they will be 43-13. I think they're relatively healthy. The only person missing from this game will be Isaiah Stewart. So I think they're slightly favored. Tip off at 7 o'clock tonight. The Michigan Duke game. You thought once Mike Krzyzewski retired from Duke that maybe fall, go down a little bit, wouldn't be as competitive. They're still right there. They lost by 5 points Saturday night to Duke in Washington D.C. I still don't know why they were playing there. So the rankings that came out today, the top 3 teams are Duke, Arizona, and Michigan. I don't think that should surprise anybody. Defensively, I think Duke had a good game plan. They would not let Michigan dump the ball down low into the lane or into the paint to get it into the big men. They wouldn't let them get it in there. They'd force them to shoot from outside. They had a lousy night shooting. They were awful. They got out rebounded. Badly. And they gave Duke too many second chance shots. They were bad on the defensive boards. You can't do that. They just had a bad time. Is there any such thing as a good loss? Maybe so. Maybe this was it. I have no doubt the 2 teams will meet up again in the big dance next month. So that was their second loss. Michigan has 4 games left. Let's see here. They go on. They've got a game at home against Minnesota. They will go on the road to Illinois. Lost too, by the way, over the weekend. They will go on the road to play Illinois, Iowa. Finish on their home against Michigan State. Michigan State. I didn't see it. Apparently, they had a relatively easy time yesterday at home against Ohio State. Buckeyes aren't very good. They're just not. Who does Michigan play the rest of the way? They've got a road trip. They go to Illinois and Indiana. They play Rutgers at home, I think, and then they finish out in Ann Arbor against the Wolverines. So I think I got you caught up on basketball. Before we give you the schedule here for the Combine, which starts tomorrow. Before we do that, as you know by now, Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale, 37 Waldron Street, the only place to go for any tech service needs in our area. I've talked about that till I'm blue in the face, but because it's true. Okay, Quality PC, 37 Waldron Street, downtown Hillsdale, for all your tech service needs. 517-610-5372. Get in there and see Tim Lindley or one of his staff. More than capable of resolving any technical issues you may have. Take it from me. Whatever the computers new or used, flat screen TV, mounting, programming setup, maybe you're changing internet providers if they did installed, printers new or used, anything at all. Please get in there and see them. That's the place to go in our area for any tech service needs. No question about it. Nothing even close. Quality PC, 37 Walter Street, 517-610-5372. Get in there and see them. And tell them Rick and Mickey sent you, will you please? Thank you very much. NFL Combine at Lucas Oil Stadium gets underway tomorrow. Okay? Schedule, the first day of the Combine is a big one. It's our last chance. It will be our last chance for Lion fans to hear from Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell ahead of free agency, which starts in a couple of weeks. These once the interviews are done, they usually put them up on YouTube, and I had no doubt you'll be able to get. If you don't get to hear it live, you can get it up on YouTube. I promise you that. Brad Holmes is scheduled to speak at 1:00 tomorrow. Dan Campbell was talk at 2 Eastern time. Okay, these times are subject to change. Remember that too. But anyway, if you miss it, you'll be able to get them both up on YouTube tomorrow night. That's what I'm going to do anyway. I promise you that. Wednesday, edge rushers and linebackers, interior defensive linemen participate. They put them through their paces. If you're hoping to get to know some edge rushers, with the Lions, the Lions will meet with them on Wednesday. This is the day, Wednesday. Edge rushers and linebackers and interior linemen, that's Wednesday. Thursday, cornerbacks and safeties will meet with a meeting in the morning. Edge rushers and defensive linemen will get on the field about 8:00 in the morning on Thursday. Okay. Friday. We know the Lions are probably going to be watching a lot of tight ends. They'll do media interviews in the morning, quarterbacks and receivers will be doing their media and on and off the field. Quarterbacks and safeties will take the field Friday night. This is where the 40-yard dash fun really begins. Seeing the corners run is always I don't know, exciting, I guess, to see what their 40 dash time is. Plenty of other skills and drills that are great to see. Corner safeties go through their drills to get an idea of their agility. Plus, you'll see Rich Eisen run his 40-yard dash in street clothes. Is that a charity event? It might be. The NFL Network has this covered wall to wall. And again, a lot of this stuff, if you miss it, you can get it up on YouTube. Okay. The biggest day is probably Saturday for the Lions, because this is where you get their first round pick could be on the field on Saturday. Offensive lineman day. That's the big day for the Lions, is Saturday. Offensive linemen, tackles, centers, guards. They'll meet with the media. Then the tight ends and receivers and quarterbacks will do their on the field thing. Saturday's probably the biggest day of the whole combine. Sunday, the offensive lineman will get on the field for their on the field work. And this is the one where the Lion fans might want to pay the closest attention. Okay. Because the Lions are more than likely going to be taking one of these guys with a 17th pick. I can almost promise you that. This is the last day of the NFL Combine. That is Sunday. That's going to wrap it up. Okay. So busy week. It's never used to be, but it is now open to the public. I don't know. Wouldn't that be pretty boring? Spending the whole week in Indianapolis, going in there and watching all this. I'm sure they've got security there, so you wouldn't be able to get too close to any general managers or coaches. You probably have to sit in a particular area of Lucas Oil. I've never spoken with anybody that's gone down there. I mean, I don't know. I think you can get in for free. I don't know if it costs anything or not, but I don't know. To spend the whole week in Indianapolis watching the combine, and that sounds pretty boring to me. I could only take maybe about one day of that, and I'm out of there. I couldn't spend the whole week down there. That's for sure. Anyway, are we done here? Here we are. I've talked long enough. That's going to do it. So I'll talk to you all again then on Wednesday. Remember, every Saturday here locally in WCSR 92.1 FM, the Time Out Show with Andy and Jed from 9 to 10 locally. So I will talk to you all again on Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Remember to please treat each other with respect. Tell your friends, will you please let them know what we do here. I would appreciate that. So until Wednesday, I will bid you all a very pleasant good evening. I'll simply say good night, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.